All right, what's up, everybody? Today I want to show you my day in the life, mostly regarding my meals and maybe some of my training as well. I have to apologize for those of you who do follow me on Instagram. I've been planning on doing more YouTube videos for a while now, but unfortunately I've run into countless problems with my computer and my microphone on my phone, so that's why I'm using these right now. And I do have a microphone on the way. I appreciate all of you who've bared with me in that situation. Regardless, I want to just take you through my day. First thing I start with is I get up out of bed and I take my weight. All right. So unfortunately, that's the first time I've dipped below 270 my whole prep. Part of the reason why I am so low is because I had the flu last week, actually, and I couldn't get all my meals down. I could only get like 3 down. I kind of learned it's okay for that to happen. I'm wired in this way of blaming myself, like when I don't have an appetite and I can't eat. In my head, I guess my thought process behind it is, oh, you need to work harder, blah, blah, blah. But when you literally do not have an appetite and eating makes you want to throw up, it's probably not a good idea to continue eating. And I think it's kind of counterproductive. I think your body does talk to you a little bit and tell you the situation. 2 days I got 3 meals in, and then I got 6 when I could. Yesterday even I just hit a wall with my appetite. That is kind of why we're reducing food right now. I think I'm at a place where I've been pushing food for almost 3 years now, and it's probably about time to start cutting the food back. This is currently what my diet looks like. Notice that I have my diet plan right above where I make my meals and stuff. So the reason for that being, if you're curious what I eat in a certain meal or don't know, I can literally just look up instead of guessing what I eat, because a lot of the time I'll guess what I eat and then it'll be off by like 50 to 100 grams, which is really frustrating for me. But yeah, so I put everything in Excel docs. This adjustment I made last week, I have yet to print it out, but basically I pulled about 200 calories because I was at about 5,000 calories in the off season, and that was just unsustainable for me. So I'm trying to get back down away from that. I would say my weight's probably going to hold around 272 or something like that, and then we're just going to go down from there. All right, so this is my first meal of the day. It's about 9:30. I do not do any protein shakes at the moment because I am following the vertical diet. So if you follow me on Instagram, you probably know that. Every meal that I'm eating has some micronutrient profile that I'm eating it for. I'm not just eating foods for proteins, fat, and carbs. So like right now I'm eating, this is going to be a cup of 2% yogurt, cream of rice, which is just solely for carbs. Then you have 200 grams of blueberries, and some iodized salt, cinnamon as well. So yogurt for calcium mostly, and a dairy source. All right, so I just made my first intra-workout shake of the day. What I am doing currently intra-workout. Monday, Tuesdays, I do 100 grams split up into 2. So it's 35 grams of dextrose for the first workout. 15 grams of carbs, some orange juice is already in there. EAAs, about 10 grams, and then thermotabs as well. Drop those in there. They don't really change the flavor too much. They do make it a little bit saltier, but they're not too bad. And then I just shake that up. Reason for the dextrose and orange juice, 2 different types of carb sources, supposed to help with the absorption rate, the speed at which it's absorbed, because it's 2 different mechanisms. For example, the fructose from the orange juice tends to be more predominantly processed by your liver, dextrose by muscle, or at least that's what I'm told. And then otherwise you have EAAs to help with muscle protein breakdown, prevent it. So after meal number 1, I take my first 10-minute walk of the day. For those of you who aren't familiar with the vertical diet, the program has 3 10-minute walks listed in there. As far as science goes, I'll link the article down below, but essentially the research states that 3 10-minute walks are more effective than 1 30-minute walk. So no steady state cardio on the treadmill for 30 minutes. I believe it was 3 times more effective than the diabetes drug metformin for controlling blood sugar. So if you're someone who's in an off-season state, the blood sugars can't run as high when you're doing this. Definitely for me, I notice appetite, and it also helps with the lethargy and keeping myself getting up and moving, because I am very tired when I'm very heavy. And then appetite, so just moving after meals tends to help with digestion, and I feel a lot better, less bloated. So yeah, that's the reason for that. This is my first one of the day right before I head to the gym. It's a nice day out. So here I have post-workout meal number one, about 6 ounces of bison and 350 grams of rice. And then I also put honey on there, 30 grams of honey. Put mustard as well, kind of make it like honey mustard. And then also with that meal, I'm having 4 thermotabs, kind of replace some of the electrolytes I lost during training. Also in the vertical diet, it recommends having some caffeine. So I'll usually either do like a caffeine tablet or just some Coke Zero, which has a little bit of caffeine as well. All right, I'm on my second 10-minute walk of the day. I like to do that one post-workout just because I think it may be a little bit beneficial after eating a lot of food. So I don't have a specific order in which I eat my meals. I kind of just go on feel, and if I'm hungry or not. I have some meals with less food in them and some meals with more. Usually the protein stays about the same, just so I can go based off of my hunger. So right now I am fairly hungry and I want something a little bit different. So what I'm cooking up is my egg meal, which is supposed to be 2 slices of toast. My coach, who is Stan Efferding and Flex Wheeler, Stan is the founder of the Vertical Diet, so I'm very grateful for the opportunity to work with him. He told me to pull 2 slices of sourdough out of the diet, pull it out at the same amount of calories from rice, just because the carbs from sourdough were still easier for me to eat, and my appetite still is not what it should be. So that's the decision I'm making. At the end of the day, the calories are the same. I would probably lean more towards rice when I get closer to the show, but we have a good amount of time. So I got the sourdough bread. Sourdough is great because it's a little fermented, so it doesn't tend to cause as much digestive distress as a regular grain bread. We have 5 whole eggs. We have Tillamook cheddar cheese. If you can digest dairy, keep it in the diet. It is 100% essential. A large meta-analysis, which I will also link below, stated that there is a lower all-cause mortality in people who consume dairy versus those who don't. And then obviously do not keep out the yolks. They are very nutrient dense and they taste great. Okay, so right now I'm finishing cooking my 4th meal. So what I did was I chopped up a bunch of zucchini and spinach. I already cooked this bison up, and I actually used the little bit of fat from the bison in the pan to saute the vegetables, and then I threw the rest of the rice and bison in the pan. When I have the time to, I like to kind of do this with every meal, where I just heat it up fresh. It tastes much better than if it's sitting in a thermos. That's what I do when I'm on the go. And with the extra fat from the bison, that's something that I'll probably not do as I get closer to the show. All right, here I have my second intra-workout shake. It's gonna be 50 carbs like the last one, 15 grams of carbs from orange juice, 35 grams of dextrose, and then thermotabs and EAAs as well. All right, so this is my 3rd and final walk for the day. I'm actually doing this one directly post-workout, not after my post-workout meal, because I usually have a hard time getting my appetite back up after I train. So I'm kind of doing it to help with digestion and hopefully stimulate my appetite a little bit. All right, so here you have my last post-workout meal of the day, meal number 5. So I have 6 ounces of top sirloin steak, 250 grams of rice, 200 grams of pineapple, and then 4 thermotabs and another Coke Zero. I'm also editing the video that you're currently watching right now as well. So here I have my 6th and final meal. We have 6 ounces of mashed potatoes, 6 ounces of bison, and then some baby carrots. The mashed potatoes I'm using are actually this Trader Joe's mashed potato. It's basically just milk, butter, potatoes, and some other stuff. But it's easy. Excuse me. It's easy to cook because you can just throw it in the microwave for a couple minutes. Right, so that's my full day of eating. Moving forward, I'm going to be posting on this channel at least once a week, and as I get closer to my show, posting more frequently. I was thinking of doing something like this every 4 weeks, getting closer to the show, maybe more so a day in the life. So if you would be interested in that, comment down below. Otherwise, I'll provide any links to articles that I mentioned throughout this video. Otherwise, thank you all for watching this video. If you're interested, I do have merchandise on my website, which will be linked down below. Hit me up on Instagram at Dylan McCartney, and I will be in touch.